Oh, thank God for that. That was so satisfying to watch. Manchester City have beat Burnley 4-1 away at Turf Moor, and I'm absolutely delighted. Oh, we needed that. We really needed that, and we got it. Guys, thank you to OneFootball for continuing to sponsor this channel. Go and download the app in the link in the description below for all your Manchester City goodness, your sweet Manchester City goodness. Loads of stats, loads of news, loads of information, all the usual stuff. It's fantastic. I promise you, I would not lie to you beautiful people. So go and download it in the link in the description below for loads of Manchester City updates. It's a brilliant app. Almost as brilliant, or as brilliant as that performance today. I did not see that coming. Did you see that coming? Well, if you did, you're a dirty liar, so don't lie. It's rude to lie. That was good. I'm really happy about that. I'm genuinely very happy because, you know what I missed? Manchester City playing good football. Manchester City controlling the game. Manchester City with possession football, intensity, desire, shape, consistency. Oh, all those beautiful buzzwords. I missed them, and it was so good to see. And honestly, I didn't expect it. Away, a team that we usually struggle against, at Turf Moor, a horrible, kind of cold, old-fashioned, tight kind of team in general, a physical team, and we went into this game out of form. I did not expect this. Who did expect this? I didn't. And we got that. That's what made it so satisfying. I mean, if we struggled today to a 2-2 draw or maybe even a loss, you probably would have predicted that. You probably would have expected that. This, though, was the perfect response to that performance against Newcastle. It was the perfect response to our recent form overall. It was great, and I've got no idea where it came from, and I absolutely love it. Whatever it is, I kind of felt really reassured just before the game. There was an interview with Pep Guardiola on Amazon's coverage where he said he knows what the problem is at the moment with 11 points. But behind Liverpool, he said he knew what the problem was, but he can't say it obviously because he's a manager, but he felt like he knew what the problem was recently. He's going to try and fix it for next season as well. And whatever it is, I feel like something's clicked inside his head because he's obviously got through to the players. The team balance today was absolutely spot on. The players were focused, they were organised, and everyone on that pitch did their job. There was no one being carried in that team. And it was so good to watch a perfectly good plan being executed in the Manchester City style. That metronomic, almost kind of like Swiss kind of geared watch kind of style City where it's all kind of ticks into place perfectly and all the gears move at the same time. That was back today, and it was just absolutely lovely to see. The team itself, it was kind of a surprise. A lot of changes in that team. We had Edison in goal, Angelino back in for Mendy, which was a surprise, definitely. Osamende in for Stones, Fernandinho there, and Walker was playing as well instead of Cancelo. Then we had in midfield Rodri for the suspended Gundogan, De Bruyne, David Silva, then Bernardo was in for Mahrez, Sterling and Gabriel Jesus. And we were just good, really, from the very first minute. I mean, we could have scored very early on. Gabriel Jesus got in behind and kind of messed up a chance. Then he also had a goal disallowed, rightfully so, from an Angelino shot, which he diverted him. And we were looking good. And people were thinking, though, is Gabriel Jesus going to actually step up? Even though we were controlling the game at this point and we were pressing and we were looking composed, I didn't expect him to do what he did on 24 minutes, Gabriel Jesus. A stunning, absolutely, beautiful curling effort into the far corner. Pure confidence, absolute pure confidence. And then we just carried on in that vein, really. We carried on controlling the game. Now, I know Burnley aren't in great form, but still, this is the kind of game where we could have messed up if we weren't focused. And we carried on playing that well. We just looked on it. We pressed Burnley. We won the ball back in our own half. Rodri was imperious in that first half, and imperious throughout the game in general. We were excellent, just strong, composed, organised, direct. And we finished that first half with 72% possession. In the second, and it was basically more of the same. I loved our second goal because it was just such Manchester City football under Guardiola. Guardiola's teams aren't always about the kind of incredible solo goals or the incredible blockbusters which we've seen. Sometimes they're about precision. Sometimes they're about patience. Sometimes they're about composure, determination, and suffocating teams. And that's what that second goal was all about. We penned them into their area. We really kind of forced them. We kept pressing them. We kept winning the ball back. And we took our time from side to side to side before eventually we worked the space. We worked the angles, and Bernardo whips in a delightful cross to Gabriel Jesus, who cleverly, really acrobatically, diverted the ball into the top corner. A wonderful goal. it was just sustained pressure, and that's what I love about it. That's sustained pressure for Manchester City that I feel like I haven't seen for ages, and it's just so lovely. He could have had his hat-trick not long after, a stunning kind of drop of the shoulder, and then he curled it just past the post. He was in so much confidence. And eventually the game was dead on the 68th minute with an absolute thunder bastard of a strike. Pure Kevin De Bruyne from Rodri, capping off an excellent performance with just a rocket. The ball fell loose after David Silva's effort, and he just volleyed it into the top corner. Half volley. It's not volley because I'm not going to get into the vagaries of definitions of volleys. I can't bother. Either way, it was a rocket of a strike. Foden came on for a bit, which was nice. Garcia came on for 5 minutes as well. And then Mahrez capped off the goal scoring for City with a lovely solo goal, running at the defence. Took it into his right and put it in the bottom corner. They did score a consolation goal, which is a bit frustrating, but he kind of did like pinball everywhere, and it's kind of undefendable, really. He came off Angelino, then off Hendrick, and then went straight into the path of Brady. How can you really defend that? It was one of those things, and then we played out for a huge 3 points. I'm delighted. Everyone to the man was decent. Edison would have been frustrated with conceding the goal, but it wasn't his fault. I thought he was totally fine as ever. I thought Angelino had a good game. Not a great game, but a solid game, you know. He was there. He was reliable. He looked composed on the ball. Not his best crossing as he usually... He can be much better crossing, but he was just there and he was consistent, and it was nice to have a left-back for once. He didn't look out of place. It was good. It was a decent performance for him. I'm very happy for Angelino. Like a solid performance, and there's nothing wrong with that. Fernandinho and Otamendi, I both thought were good. Otamendi, fair play to him. One thing Otamendi does bring is even though he can be rash at times, he's very good at passing out from the back. And I thought today he broke the lines really well, passing it into midfield, feeding it into De Bruyne and David Silva. I was really impressed with that. Right back, Walker was solid once again. Like Angelino, solid. Just be there, do your job, and that's what he did, and that's what we needed from him. Rodri was my man of the match. I thought he was just ridiculously good. Recently, Rodri has been a bit slow. I generally think he's been a bit kind of like caught in two minds. He's been a little bit slow to react to things. He looked a little bit kind of lumbersome, though he did start the season brilliantly. Today, though, he was just dictating play perfectly. He was spreading the ball to different sides of the pitch. He scored a wonderful goal. He was so strong in the tackle. He was reading the Burnley passes so well, winning the ball high up in their half and really setting us on the front foot. Genuinely a perfect number 6 performance from him. Fantastic. And the more we get of that, the more we'll feel confident going forward that he can be Fernandinho's long-term successor. A Rolls Rodri of a player. Terrible. Rolls Rodri of a player when he's on that kind of form. Going forward, David Silva I thought was good, not great, but one thing I liked about David Silva today was his movement. He was pressing as well, and he was kind of winning the ball back like everyone else, but I really liked his movement. He was pulling Burnley all over the pitch, and that kind of stuff made a difference, and he gave space for De Bruyne to put in a good performance as well. De Bruyne and Silva both put in like solid 7.5, and that's more than enough. They weren't quite 8s, they weren't quite very good, they were just very solid, and that's fine, because that's what you got to do sometimes. Keep the game ticking over and let the players who are in slightly better form win the game for you, and that just happened to be Bernardo. I thought was in better form than those two. Bernardo was more like Bernardo of old today, getting an assist, generally working the left back, constantly. Really good performance, and just looking alive, which was really nice. Sterling, I thought it was a bit underwhelming. Sterling, if I'm being honest, he's not in the best form at the moment, but he at least kind of worked his fullback. Not a great performance, but an okay performance. Really great stuff from Gabriel Jesus. That was a very good performance. That was a really, really good performance, full of moments of individual magic. He worked really hard. He continuously ran down the channels, continuously linked up with people around him. Not perfect, of course. There are areas he can improve on still, but that was just such a good performance. I always feel like Gabriel Jesus, that he's got all this ability, but what he needs is a run of games, because we've seen him score goals before, but then he's been back on the bench behind Aguero, and then he can take a while to kind of get going again, which is a bit of a shame, because he's obviously very, very talented. He's obviously a very special footballer when he's confident, and he could see the confidence seeping through his veins after those 2 goals, and he was trying things that he doesn't always try, and that's the kind of Gabriel Jesus that we want in this team. We want that Gabriel Jesus who's confident, because we know he can be the replacement for Aguero if he has a little bit of self-belief, if he can play out that all the time, because that was a special performance and a match-winning performance from a fantastic player. Foden gone, nothing really to say there, because it was just a cameo, likewise with Garcia. Mahrez, a lovely goal and a lovely cameo from him, a very good player, of course. Overall, that was a fantastic performance. I'm really happy with that. Why did that happen? I can only presume Guardiola got to the players A lot of people saying no Mendy, no Gundogan, which I'm sure made a little bit of a difference. I don't think it's all that though. It looks to me like something's been said. That wasn't just because he wasn't playing or he wasn't playing. It was more to it than that because the other players look more focused as well. Not more focused just because someone else is in the team. This was a collective effort, not someone else not being in the team kind of effort. Though I'm sure it probably helped to our rhythm in general. Gundogan gets a lot of criticism, very neat footballer, but we were a lot more direct today, which I reckon probably is a direct consequence. And Mendy, I feel for so badly because he's obviously trying to get back to full fitness, but Angelino looked fit at least, which makes a difference. But overall, I think Guardiola's really got into the heads, and you can see a team there that understood their roles today, that understood that they had to be a certain way, that looked motivated. Rodri with a leader performance, De Bruyne was on it, David Silva was on it, loads of players basically were good today. All we need as a Manchester City team is all our players to be good. If we're all just good, that's enough to beat most teams. We don't always have to be excellent. Manchester City, just a solid 7 out of 10 is enough to beat Burnley. We're probably like a 7.5 out of 10 today. It wasn't a classic performance. It wasn't an excellent performance. It was just a very good performance, and that's more than enough. All I hope now is that we don't change the side. This is the side, in my opinion, should play against United because it seems to work today. It's perfect. It's perfectly tuned. It was a very intuitive team performance, and I don't want to see loads of changes. I don't want to see Gundogan come back in. I don't want to see Mendy come back in. I don't want to see Cancelo come back in as much as I like him. I want this team against United because it just worked, and we should reward that with a repeat 11 because tonight was a functional Manchester City team. Manchester City doing the basics, to quote Fabian Delph. They were working as a unit. They were linking up and creating the little triangles and angles. They were pressing from the front. And then most importantly, they were smothering Burnley and being confident in ball in possession. I love to see it. It was absolutely fantastic. I needed that. I needed it. I really did. That was a good performance, an important performance. It's almost made me forget that we are behind Liverpool because I don't mind being behind and not winning everything as long as we play good football because that's kind of the minimum required from this Manchester City team because we are certainly capable of doing that every single week. We are. I know it's not always going to happen, but we should be doing that most weeks, and we haven't been doing that at all recently. We don't win everything in life, and I'm totally fine with that, as I said, but this was an important game because this is the level we should be attaining for. Even if we don't win, I still want us to play good football and show that same intensity and desire tonight because that is what we should be doing, given the money we spent on this team and given the quality of those players. Guys, let me know what you thought of that game. It's exceptionally satisfying 3 points, that in my humble opinion, and I've got a renewed energy for the derby of the weekend. Guys, like, comment, subscribe, all the usual stuff. Go down on football, and I'll see you tomorrow.